And as if by magic, this is part 3 of the Pi. What was the serial number?
Pi 460.
A Pi 460.
We are back on the Pi 460T insides this time, where you can see the inners a lot better. We now have, you can see this variable air-spaced capacitor, which...
It's 2 sets of plates that move.
Yes, they move. And
well, it's not 2 sets, it's...
Well, it is one set moving and one set fixed.
Stationary, right?
So this, if it's all closed up, the capacity is the difference between, you know, it's now quite high because it's the plates with all the air between them. And as we move the control around, and we...
That's the fine-tuning one you were going to
Yes, we move it out, then there's less of a
right,
plate compared to this one here. So when it's away around here, there's no plate to plate kind of thing, but around here there's only a bit of a plate, so the capacity reduces as it goes round. You can now see inside better this mode change switch.
It doesn't get more analogue than that.
As it moves back and forward.
Now, I'm a bit of a nuts and bolts guy. Let's have a look at the nuts and bolts in that puppet. Yeah,
and again,
fantastic.
aluminium construction.
Fantastic.
The volume control has been replaced at some point, but it would have been very, very similar to that, the original volume control.
A potentiometer, I reckon. Yes. I've seen many of them.
And these are the early resistors that it's got there. And you can see the resistance colour code on these ones. Before we had the bands, the code was reckoned to be body tip spot.
Body tip spot?
Yeah, so the body's brown, the tip is black, and the spot is red. So it'll be 1 0 and 2 zeros, so it'll be about 1,000 ohms in that case. Later on we use coloured
I did the resistance colour code at a college course years ago, but I forgot all about it. But Bob, that's proper sexy chat there.
And you can see these other various coils, which are coupling transformers and stuff, both sides. And this reaction control, which is in fact a capacitor, which couples the energy from one side to the other. Again, if I turn it, you can't really see it too much because it's inside a...
Yeah.
It's got 2 plates inside it, but beautifully made, and the cost of hand wiring this in its day.
Well, it's the attention to detail, these little brass screws and all that as well, Bob. You know, I just love all that. Everything's made in factories today with machines just clamping and stamping. This has been a human being in there. You know,
the things that have amazed me is aluminium chassis rather than wood. And you would think in 29, most of the ones I have looked at around there have all been wood construction, wood front panels, etc. Not using...
What, they were mounting the components onto?
Yes, wood? They would wood. Well, and this stuff here called Paxilon.
Paxilon, it's like a Bakelite type
SRBP, silicon resin bonded paper.
Run that one past me again.
SRB, silicon resin bonded paper.
Silicon resin bonded paper.
It's now considered not a particularly environmentally friendly thing because they use phenolic compounds to,
and they don't break down to,
and well, if you grind it away at it or drill holes in it, the particles get into your lungs,
and they're not
it's not so good for you doing that. The other interesting thing, while I've been cleaning up this radio, which I've never ever noticed before, there were no spiders inside it or spiders' webs.
What's going on, Bob?
I don't know why there was no spiders or spiders' webs. Most radios that have somewhere in an old house been lying since 1929 would have crawled inside and had a root around and passed away, etc.
I think it's absolutely fantastic. I think something else I want to ask you, where did you pick it up?
Yes, the interesting thing, I picked this up at a car auto jumble.
No way.
Where you buy.
Because you go to a lot of electronic trade fairs and trade shows and barter and sell bits and bobs.
A car auto jumble. Where they sold tyres for cars.
In Scotland?
Yes, in Scone.
Scone. And you walked past that and it spoke to you, it said Bob.
It said, it was pretty dirty, the wooden case, but it said Bob.
Bob, take me home.
Take me home. I need a good
house. Washing and clean up.
And the man that sold it to me said, well, for using the cabinet, but it's too good for that. And these would be the connections that go to the battery, the grid bias battery, and that their old terminal things. And you can see it's got the old, what do you call it, that rubber, the paper insulating tape, which is not particularly great, and rubber wires.
Paper insulating tape.
to call that, it's got a name of it.
It's just another fabulous curio. That's 100 years ago. If you think about the development of maybe a car engine or the aeroplane or whatever, the rate the stuff moved forward that was.
Yep. But it's quite amazing the time and effort that
was put into
companies going to put into this.
Before television was commonly used, this was your eye to the outside world, your ear to the outside world.
Yeah, you'd be sitting round it and listening to it.
And as you said earlier on, you're fine tuning it every few minutes because it tends to
drift off a lot. It weren't particularly stable as the temperature moved up or down, etc. Because of this coupling way they do it with this reaction thing, it changed as well with the heat and all the components. And
it wasn't buying a Big Mac. This was something you were sitting playing with.
You didn't sort of turn it on and sit back in the chair for listen for 2 hours. You'd be up fiddling with it. Unfortunately, quite a wee bit.
Well, a 3-part Bobcave, Bob.
Yes.
It's people don't realise exactly the blood that we sweat to these amazing video. Right.
But it's been very pleased. So thanks for watching Bobcave and thanks for looking at the Pi 460 radio.
Thank you so much for your time, Bob. We really appreciate it.